Most of the time, you might be really struggling to grow that salary. It's not your talent, it's not your knowledge. It's this one skill that you are missing. If you're struggling even after your graduation, working for hours together, being most talented person, then you need to watch this video. Hi, I am Kirtan K. Prabhu, Communication and Career Growth Mentor. In this video, I will exactly teach you how do you take your salary from 3 to 6 lakhs package to almost double and triple that salary. Are you ready for this? If you're ready for this, I welcome you to this special video. So this is where I will be teaching you exactly the step-by-step method where you can actually take your career growth to the next level. If you haven't subscribed to this channel yet, so make sure to click on the subscribe button and be part of this community so that valuable videos like this reach to your notification every single time. And if you're already part of the community and also part of the YouTube community here, welcome back. So let's get started. So in today's video, what we'll be going forward is really understanding that your salary is reflection of how well you communicate. I want you to understand that because here is the proof when we build this journey forward. Because the uncomfortable truth is that if you see the engineer A and engineer B, right? So someone who is getting a 6 lakhs package and 18 lakhs package, what is the difference between these two? Same college, same degree, same 4 years experience, but one stays silent in meetings. Never negotiate the salary, never ask for the value that he deserves. But the other one speaks up, leads and shows value. Negotiate with confidence. Right? This is the difference. This is not just about IQ, this is not just about your hard work, but this is the skill that nobody teaches you in your college. So this is where it is very important. So your manager cannot pay you what is inside your head. They can only reward what comes out of your mouth, right? And 93% of your communication is non-verbal and tonality, right? This is where it is very important to master the skill of communication in your life. And when we are building this, 3 communication gaps you need to work on completing this journey, right? So because this is what is killing your salary. Number 1 is visibility gap. Number 2 is value gap. And number 3 is negotiation gap. In visibility gap, what's happening in this journey is that you do great work, but nobody knows and it remains in silence and it creates invisibility for you. The second is value gap. You talk about task, not impact. Most of the time you do the micro task and you talk about that I did this, I completed this, I made this happen, but not about the overall impact, and results get missed. Right? And negotiation gap, most people accept the first offer itself. They do not ask for what they deserve, what value that they bring on table. And sometimes people get hesitate. They're saying that, okay, I might lose this opportunity if I negotiate. So these are the very important gaps that you need to bridge in order to get to that package that you deserve. And one of the very important case study when we are going through the Diamond Elite journey in our coaching and community, we give you the scripts and I'm going to share that with you so that you get that how each and every words and each and every template that you use in your communication can create a huge impact, right? And each gap is costing you hundreds and thousands of dollars for you to grow. Because if you might think that, okay, if I'm getting 6 lakhs package, even if you're getting 7 lakhs, just 1 lakh extra, in 10 years it is 10 lakh in extra value, right? So do not take this for granted. These skills are super duper important. Let's fix all of these 3 right now one by one. So number 1, the visibility gap. The problem here is very simple. You do great work but stay silent in meetings. Don't update your boss, right, or your manager, and you never win publicly. So sometimes you feel that, okay, so I did it, I created this, but somewhere that self-esteem and self-concept is not clear, and then somebody takes the credit. So this is where it is very important to solve this problem. The fix is very simple. I always say this to our Diamond members. Monday visibility messages, right? Every Monday, send you a message. One message summarizing what you are working on and what result you are really driving in your organization. So that one message is a weekly cyclical rhythm creates that value. Okay, this person is very consistent and also working towards the impact, not about completing the task. For example, here is the example script for you to send a message. Hi manager, or hi boss, whoever is that. So this week I am focused on what? What particular task, that weekly clarity that what you have. And my goal is to complete, to get the outcome. What is that outcome that you're looking for by Friday, right? Which will help the team, right? Specific impact, which will help the client to get the specific impact because of you. So this is going to create that circular, like where rhythmic value creation and perception building with your managers and leaders, right? And your work will never get unnoticed. And this is very important. This is not just about you sharing that what you are doing, you're sharing what impact you are creating, and you're being accountable, right? And this is where you got to own your success. Owning your success is super duper important. The second one is the value gap. You talk about your task, not your impact. That's the gap, right? Sometimes people do this wrongly, right? Like, I completed the client report. So tells your boss what you did, says nothing about why it matters. What is the value that it really holds? But the right way is that I completed the report, which helped the team save 3 hours in the client review meetings and also impacted the client in XYZ ways. You can share that. That positions you as a value creator in the organization. The fix is very simple. Always end your sentences with like, which means, like, what is the consequences that it created as a result of your task, and which helped the client, which helped the team, which helped the overall organization, what it created the value. So which means and which helped, when you actually start using it with your impact, boom, you're going to build that value gap. This one shift makes you sound like a leader, not just like an employee in an organization. You become entrepreneur in the organization. The third one is the negotiation gap, right? This is where you go ahead with the VAA method. So negotiation skill is a very, very important skill. In CI community, people build this as a deeper skill to really take their income from X to Y, and if that creates the hike of 20%, 30%, up to 40%. And there are people in our community who have taken 100% hike. And that's possible. If you really build your value and if you know how to communicate that value in the right way, you can create these results. So let's understand this method very clearly. VAA method. So here, first is value. Establish what you bring to the table, right? Negotiation, like negotiating your salary is not just being about being greedy. It's communicating your value. And it's never greedy. Like I really love this definition from my mentor. They say that greed is you having the gift and not willing to share. But here you are willing to share your value with the team, with the client, with your organization. You are making everyone win. And it's absolutely okay to communicate your value as well. Otherwise, it's a disservice to you if you don't communicate your value, right? And when you're communicating your value, establish what you're doing. Okay, for example, when you're communicating in the negotiation meeting, in the last X months, like how many months, because you have already built that messaging culture every Monday, what you've been doing, what impact it has created, and now you're saying overall. So I contributed to the specific result which directly impacted the revenue or how it saved the time, because at the end of the day for the company, are you able to save time, save money for the company, or make time and make money for the company? If you can do that, boom, possibility will happen. Your performance is valued, your efficiency is seen. The next one is anchor. This is where you actually anchor in that, yes, you really deserve this. Name the number first. What is that you really looking forward for? And then there is a room for ask, which means that you can negotiate the salary, you can come to the terms that is valuable for both of you, which creates win-win. So based on my research and value for whatever I'm creating, like in specifically in Diamond, we teach people how do you actually do the market research? How do you actually build your network in your industry? How do you build your value in such a way that people see that value in you, right? That is very important. So you say that I bring this value and I'm looking to a CTC of X to Y range. So you're giving a range for them to actually look into, right? And this confidence will come if you have built a very good network base and if you have done very strong research, because just communicating this sentence will not change your life. But what really shifts is the work that what you have done in the last 6 months to come to this stage of negotiation, that you know that you deserve the value and you know that there are other companies outside also willing to pay the money for what you deserve. right? Then you ask, close it with a confidence. I'm very excited about this role, and you're also very clear about the growth plan, because it's very important. Every 3 to 6 months, if you're not evaluating your growth, you're already stuck. Right? I all the time say that, because one is already a danger number in career. If you're just having one job, one career, that you are not growing, you're already missing on a lot of opportunities. I'm very excited about this. You share that. And is there a flexibility to meet the salary at this X value? Right? So after asking, you need to be silent. In negotiation, this is a very, 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 very important method, is to stay silent. Once you have asked, don't over explain, right? Be there in the moment and listen. Okay, the first person to speak loses, right? After negotiation, this is very, very important rule, because this is one of the student, when he came into our community, was a software engineer from Bangalore. He was stuck for 3 years in the same role, same salary, and she thought the problem was her technical skills, right? Because she was working very, very hard, but did not knew how do she take that journey to the next level. So invisible in meetings, because she was feeling embarrassed, she was feeling awkward to share her own progress and success, and she was feeling small when compared to other peers' success. Never negotiated and felt undervalued and underpaid, right? And the process she went through is 60 days in the SEA community, building step-by-step journey, learn the 3 gaps, that what you learned right now, and you get that implementation method at every level. How do you actually build that feedback, doing the VAI method? And after, as a result of this, she was able to get 40% salary hike without switching any jobs. Sometimes people think that I have to run from one company to another company to start getting hikes. That's not true all the time, right? Getting the value rise, no. So in the same company, you can do it if you communicate your value, right? So this is where it is very, very important. So overall action plan for all of you that I want to give you here is that, so first action is send the Monday visibility message to your manager, like this week. Start with that journey, and I want you to come back next week and share it in the comments here, like what was that value for you. You're doing this as an activity, because your manager will be surprised. Wow, he's sharing what clarity action he's going to take it before this Friday, and what impact last week he has created. So rewrite your last 3 work update using the method, like whatever the work that you have done, share it with your manager, share it in the meeting, which helped, like this is what I did 1, 2 and 3, and this is what it helped the company, like which helped the formula, right? And research the market rate for your role, prepare your VAI script, right? So value, anchor and ask. So this is where you are preparing next 3 months down the line. Right? And practice saying your number out loud, because you need to be confident in asking for money. This is another big challenge, where we coach people, where we mentor people, handhold people to really ask for your value, right? And confidence comes from rehearsal, right? So this is where it is very, very important. Nobody gets paid for what they know. They get paid for how well they communicate it. Okay? If you're ready to break your salary ceiling and take it forward to the next level, then I highly invite you to join the upcoming free Communication Success Masterclass, where you exactly understand what is your weakness and how do you take it forward to the next level. And also, if you are very serious and interested to know more about the money principles, so then you can order the book X Money Secrets from the website xmoneysecrets.com. Okay, so share this video with at least one person who deserves a better salary but doesn't know how to do this yet. Okay, because I know for sure you are in this journey, or you know someone who is already going through this journey with a salary ceiling. Okay, and if you think that this video can help them, please share it with them. And also subscribe to this particular channel, so that you get super valuable sessions like this every single week. Right? And if you haven't got the chance to be part of the masterclass, make sure to be part of the masterclass, which is a 90 minutes powerful masterclass, where you can take your journey to the next level. See you in the next video.